Adam is able to slow down.
It's way better being sick with you.
So sweet.
You know you're in the pits when it takes a health crisis for you to see Adam as the perfect husband. Marissa, you in danger, girl. Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Queenie, for those who don't know me, reviewing Married at First Sight, season 20, episode 18. Before I get into it, please make sure to like this video, subscribe and hit the bell, and leave a comment down below. So we pick up at the morning after Caitlyn and Devon's breakup. I was like, is this another pump fake? Don't piss me off now. But no, this breakup is for good.
We're not staying together. I'm heading back to Seattle. Our communication is not up to par. I don't want to keep playing into that toxic pattern.
Tired of like emotional weight that I feel like I've been carrying. We weren't even arguing in the same conversation. I was so confused.
Because you don't listen. I'm tired of being disrespected in conversation.
Mecca, there's rumors you were trying to do a couple swap last night.
Couple swap. No.
I can't believe you guys are like done.
Adam jokes about Mecca wanting a couple swap, and I was like, didn't we just have a conversation about considering the women and not making jokes at their expense? Adam, this is not the time. Like, of course Belle doesn't want to hear this. She's in a rocky patch right now with her mans. Like, please, not too much. But anyways, Mecca is like, listen, that's a good friend. I don't feel anything towards her. Like, that was nothing. I wasn't flirting. I wasn't anything. But the problem is, Devon does find it as disrespectful because homegirl would be talking up and down about how hard it is for her to be physical, yet here she is rubbing and touching you like it's nothing. So yeah, what the hell is that about? Devon did confront Mecca about it. Mecca did apologize, being like, yeah, sorry, I did overstep, my bad. And they smoothed it over. But the disrespect that came from Caitlyn was too much for Devon to overlook, so they are done for good. Caitlyn is going to say this is so hard for her. You know, she's crying about the breakup. She wanted things to work out. And she's like, this is the most I've been vulnerable before. This is the most I've opened up. And I've never been so misunderstood in my life. And I'm just like, I get that this is the most that you've ever put in effort regarding your romantic relationships. But like I said with Felipe, sometimes your best just still isn't good enough for somebody. And you just got to accept that. Like, girl, imagine you're at like -50 and you're like, yeah, but now I'm at -25. You're still negative. We're still at a deficit. It's just not going to work. I actually do believe that Caitlyn genuinely wants to find somebody. I think that she wants marriage, she wants companionship, and maybe she'll have more success on the outside. Coming into such an intense, expedited process was never going to work for her. I don't know what motivated her to come on the show. I don't know what motivated the experts to be like, yeah, this is the one. And on top of that, we're going to put you with somebody who's overly affectionate. Listen, let this girl find somebody who wants to barely kiss and get back scratches from time to time. Because clearly that's what she needs. On the way home, Queen Michelle is giving Caitlyn a pep talk. And I'm like, oh, I really didn't see Michelle as being so smug. But as time is going on, I'm just like, yeah, I'm not really liking her much. I'll be honest, like she comes across very self-righteous, and that's just a no for me. Somebody else who's feeling down is Mecca. And didn't I say, whenever Mecca's back is against the wall, but you know me, you know I struggle, and you know, like I'm just going through so much, and I just can't. You're telling me you had to be told that saying the things that you've said to Belle is not kind? You had to be told that? There's no way, like you're 28, you're not 21. And even if you were 21, I'd still be looking at you like, why the hell would you say that? On top of the other things that he's done and said. Like, please. But here the girls go licking his wounds, and now you got Nikki involved. Like, y'all don't have to be his pseudo mom just because he has mommy issues. Okay. So back at the apartments, Shawn returns. He has food in his hand and he's like, yeah, I brought back food so we can share. And she's like, oh, that's so cute. I stayed up so I can welcome you home. And he's rubbing on her booty and they kissing. And I said, this lady messed around and fell for the guy. Nikki done messed around and caught feelings, child. She did. She did. She did. I don't know if she's going to say no because the streets are saying they've been seeing her with a ring. Nikki. Well, kudos to you. She did try and it worked. Felipe and Tori are debriefing the couples retreat with their friends and family. And Felipe is very frustrated because he's like, I don't think I can be my true self with Tori, and I need somebody who's gonna be able to accept me as I am.
Sometimes, like, I get into trouble when I am my true self around her. I get it. I'm not perfect in the words that I choose. I'm gonna say stupid shit. Like,
We know. We know you. We know you don't mean no harm.
I do understand how amazing she is. You're never gonna find someone like her again. It's gonna require a leap of faith.
The thing is, nobody's telling Felipe he can't be himself. She's okay with the fact that he's the life of the party. He's the center of attention. I've never seen her talk down on his lifestyle or anything like that. It's just when he says things that undermine her or their relationship where she's like, bro, like, what are we talking about here? You can be a goofy guy and not knock down your relationship. And this reminds me of Kev on Stage. You don't have to know him to know what I'm about to say or to understand what I'm about to say. Kev on Stage is a comedian. And he said early on in his career, he had these jokes that made his wife, Melissa, the butt of the joke. And he didn't realize how much it was negatively affecting her. So she called him out and she was like, yeah, none of that. Okay? Stop that right away. You know what he did? He course corrected. A man who truly wants to be with a woman is going to consider her. And maybe you have moments where you didn't know what your behavior was doing to your partner. Fine. We're human. We make mistakes. But now you understand that your comments that make her the butt of the joke are not welcomed. Do you want to be with her? Then change. If being who you really are means that you're a person who cannot think to consider your partner, then you surely do not need to be married. Also, don't get me wrong. There are some couples out there who love the banter where you're throwing jabs at each other. Could not be me. I'm so sorry. I'm too sensitive for that. Okay? Could not be me. But some people like that. Tori doesn't like that. Simply put, Tori doesn't like that. So he's going to have to find a way to be able to be funny and whatever, but not make her the joke instead of expecting her to make yet another concession to accept the fact that he is a man-child. Speaking of men who don't consider their wives, Mecca has a conversation with Belle where he's apologizing yet again for his unsavory comments, and he says that this is not the kind of man that he wants to be.
Beating myself up about that whole thing. Disrespect. And I'm thinking like, oh shit, yeah, she's right. I know that like I'm a deeply flawed individual. My goal and my intention was to not let any of that show at all. It's really just not who I am. I'm not a cocky or arrogant person.
I know it's not my job to heal him. There is a part of me that wants to stay in it because I can contribute, you know, into him being a better person. The ball is in my court.
Belle is done bad. Real bad. Because this girl is like, I know that it's not my responsibility to heal him. However, she clearly wants to be an integral part in him becoming a better man and his self-improvement and all of that. And I'm just like, it would be one thing if it was things like, okay, he struggles to be vulnerable and maybe he just needs a bit more time to get there because this is a fast process. I understand. But some of the things that he says to undermine her and to humble her, I'm just like, girl, why are you putting up with this? Knowing that your rational mind would never let you do that. Knowing that in previous relationships, you had experienced that and you don't like that. So now you're seeing it again in 4K, probably watching it back and being like, damn, I really was letting him say this stuff to me. And you still want to stick around for his personal development? Hell no. Hell no. I don't think he is the worst husband. I don't think he said the most egregious things on planet Earth. But is he the best partner for Belle? No. And who knows that? Belle and Mecca. Mecca knows he's not good enough for this girl. Okay, so here I was watching this episode on my bed, guys. I got to the scene where Nikki and Shawn talk about the 7 in New York comment, and when I tell you I jumped out of my bed when I heard the extra context that Shawn gave to the conversation.
Now, do you remember right before I said that?
No.
We were in the pool and you were like, look at you, grabbing my belly fat and being like, look at you. You don't remember that moment?
No.
And it was like a response to that moment.
Now, one thing we do know about Shawn is that he's a gaslighter, okay? So is it possible that he's misremembering? Most definitely. Or he's purposefully trying to tell a different story? Most definitely. However, didn't I say I need to know the context of this conversation? What else was said? And when was this said? Because this is the same lady who said to the cameras, yeah, I've never been with a man with a dad bod sans being a dad. I was like, oh. So I wouldn't put it past her to touch his belly and be like, oh, look at you. I'm sorry. That's crazy. That's crazy. So he's like, you know what? I shouldn't have said what I said. I apologize. That was not right of me. And she's like, yeah, and I also apologize for insulting you. So you said it. So you said it? I didn't understand why she kept bringing it up. And it was intentional, in my opinion, that she would bring it up whenever Shawn wasn't there. It was in the confessional. It was in her little diary cam. It was with the other people once Shawn had left. But I'm like, why aren't you rehashing this with Shawn? And you said y'all apologized about, or he apologized about it and you moved on from it, but clearly it was still niggling at you. So like, why weren't you bringing it up with Shawn? And come to find out, it's because she was saying some stuff too. You know what? These two might be the most compatible couple. They might as well be together. Felipe is determined to prove to Tori that he is a better man because of her. And so he gives her this long speech and she's just eating it up.
One of the many highlights was our wedding day. I can sense myself falling for you, and it doesn't even feel like it's too fast. You honestly complete me in so many ways. I need someone more disciplined and organized, overflowing, just love. You make life feel softer. I feel very lucky.
Tori, I was rooting for you. I was rooting for you. This man be reeling you back in every single time. Like, it just takes a little sweet nothing speech to get you back on side. I don't know, girl. I don't know. Where's the girl who was calling out the manipulation? Where's the girl who was like, you got to sort out your shit. Like, I'm not here to deal with that. Where is she? What happened to her? Bring her back. Honestly, no. At this point, y'all better be together. Because from the beginning, this is a waste of time connection. Waste of time. So if y'all are going to continue to waste our time, y'all better make it worth something. Y'all better last. Speaking of relationships that are trying to make it last, Michelle and Cameron go on a date that he planned. It sounds like this is the first date he has planned. Question mark, question mark. Anyways, she's like, yeah, you know what? Like, I really do like you. And I'm at the point where I'm ready to make decisions to, you know, benefit our marriage. So I've been looking for jobs. I'm like, hold on, because the time that I started to give Cameron props was when he said that he was looking for jobs in Seattle and he was planning to change his lease from yearly to month so that he could easily accommodate moving to Seattle whenever the time made sense. But now it's Michelle who wants to move to Port. Mind you, Michelle is the higher earner here. Michelle is the one with more stability here. And she's the one who wants to uproot. Wait. What is going on? Because she's seemingly successful, I'm sure she could find a good job out there. But the fact that she's the one who's living a more stable life and is choosing to shake that up for Cameron because she just loves him so much. Also, here I am saying she loves him so much. They haven't even said I love you. And she's like, but he's never been in a relationship, so maybe I should be the one to say it first. Who cares who says it first? But like, again, it's like you're constantly bending to make him fit in your life. And girl, we got to admit that maybe he's just not ready. So it's the night before the separation. You know, they spend some time away before they come back and make the decision. There are some concerns that are being addressed by some of the couples. Cameron is wondering if he's ready to give up his freedom and be committed to somebody long term. I thought y'all were peachy. So why is that now still a concern? Maybe it's the producers coaxing him to say something for the sake of drama, cliffhanger. Ooh, will they, won't they? But bruh, don't piss me off. Truly, don't piss me off. Then we have Felipe, who basically shares the same thoughts. That does not surprise me. Marissa and Adam, they were speaking about where they're going to live. So he ideally would like Marissa to move in with him. However, an ex on the internet, a few exes actually have come out, but one of the exes was like, yeah, he lives in a rundown shack, guys. Like, don't buy anything he's selling. I go into more detail about that whole message that the ex said on the reality recap, so stay tuned for that on Tuesday. But yeah, it seems like his living situation is definitely not ideal. So he's like, okay, if I was to move in with Marissa, I would expect for us to be working out more often and together because I'm making the compromise by living closer to where she works. How are the two I don't I don't know what does that have to do with anything? Like, I was so confused when he said that. Maybe I misunderstood. Somebody please clarify if I misunderstood that. But I was like, huh? So because you're staying with her, she now has to work out more with you. Like, that's your I don't, anyways, child. What else happened? Nikki and Shawn. So they're preparing for the separation. He's like, oh, let me help you pack. And he's being nice. Until he's not being so nice for some reason. She's here trying to divulge how much she loves this man. Or, sorry, that's a stretch. How much she's enjoyed the experience and what she's looking forward to, blah, blah, whatever. And he shuts her down. And I'm just like, well, why did you do that?
How's it feel to like be packing up your wedding dress?
What does that next chapter look like?
Answer with a feeling word.
For me, it's like reflecting on you as a person. I feel like you've been...
You don't have to give a whole speech. I feel like you're a little frustrated.
Because you cut me off. Don't cut me off. Don't tell me that.
Can you
let
lower
me
your
answer
tone,
that
please?
question.
You
Noted.
understand what I'm saying?
Noted.
How about we use the tools?
Which tool would you like to pull out? I'm frustrated by you cutting me off. I would like to be able to show up as my full authentic self with my husband and not try to control it, especially during a sensitive time like this.
You've actually made so many strides in the right direction to the point where we, the audience, are genuinely confused, but whatever. If it works for y'all, it works for y'all. And here this lady has gotten to a point to where she wants to express her care for you, her fondness of you. And you're like, oh, too long-winded, shut it down. And if I punch, no, I'm joking, I'm not gonna say that again. What? Is this man okay? So obviously she's irritated and he's like, I can sense that, you're a bit on edge. You don't say. So he's like, let's take a beat, okay? Don't raise your tone with me. Oh my God, he's so patronizing. Like, he's like, yeah, I don't need you screaming at me. When was she screaming? When? Her voice was even lighter than mine is right now. Please. So then he's like, you know what? Let's use the tools. And she's like, what tools? He's like, what was it? Address the thing, this tackle it, whatever, some bullshit, child. And here she is, saying you made me feel some type of way, rate, whatever. I'm just thinking like, why are you now going to make her express herself on your terms when she was willingly expressing herself in a very positive way, talking about your experience together and kind of being like, yeah, I'm optimistic to see where things go. And you shut her down. But now you're forcing her to express herself again. Like, what is that? He's weird. He's so weird. And have you guys seen the apology he posted? Basically, he said, you know what? I'm realizing now that I am a gaslighter. I do come across as somebody who, twists the truth and stuff like that. And having to see myself in that light is very confronting. And for that, I am sorry. I'm sorry to Nikki. I'm sorry to those I've offended online. I'm sorry to my friends and family and maybe people in the past. I'm sorry. I take accountability. I actually think that it was a well-written message if we hadn't seen him constantly do it. Like if he did it once and he was like, oh shoot, like yikes. But you're a grown man. He's a grown man, baby. Like he's grown. You can't tell me this is the first time that people have confronted you about your behavior. And now because you're trying to sell a book, you need to write this whole eloquent apology. It's a crock of shit. Like no. Anyways, the first couple to head to decision day is Felipe and Tori. Now, Felipe should have written something down because this speech was ass.
Like everything requires a leap of faith. The way that you embrace my family, the way that you take care, you fucking bring me breakfast. My legs are shaking like they were on wedding day.
I don't even know what to say.
I'm so confused.
Tori looked so unimpressed the entire time he was talking. And I don't blame her because what are you saying? He's talking about all these amazing things that she does for him. And it sounded to me, it was like, yeah, I'm so used to being called by my mom, but I'm so glad that I get to be with somebody who's going to continue to call to me. No thanks. Definitely not setting up for that. And then we find out that apparently Felipe had said something out of line to Tori while they were separated. And she was like, yeah, he confused the hell out of me. Like, what the hell are you talking about? And we are left on a cliffhanger where he's like, yeah, I shouldn't have said that. I regret what I said. What did you say? And honestly, I'm not surprised. This whole season has been filled with him just saying stupid things. But like, these boys are so... Boys. Yeah. These boys are so dumb. They'll be on the cusp of a good thing with these women. And then they just torpedo it for what? I don't even understand. But I hope whatever was said leads them to break up, because in as much as I was jokingly saying that they need to make it last to make my wasted time worth something, they do need to break up. There's no need for these people to be together. But we will see what happens come Thursday. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.